Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
DOD45. This is the DOD45 Show, drawing over discussions 45 minutes with a special guest. Welcome. I'm your host, Tai of ArtByTai, and with my co-host, Adrienne Taeoalii, we're having conversations with the people who we admire and are inspired by. On this episode, we're going to chop it up with Sage Francis, Mr. Dibbs, and Slug of Atmosphere in regards to their upcoming Imagine the Fun tour, and we're going to play a little Get to Know You Better game. So I'll be setting a 30-minute timer while I draw a portrait of the trifecta. So stay right here with us to experience some laughs and maybe even learn a thing or two. DOD45. Hello, Happy New Year, Earthlings!
People of Earth, Happy New Year. How are you?
Yeah, Happy New Year, Adrienne.
Yo, Adrienne, we did it.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the DOD45 Show, where you usually watch me draw while we have a discussion with a special guest. But today's episode might be a little bit different. It's New Year's Eve, so we're going to do some standard gratitude for the year kind of thing. Maybe not look back at some things, but we'll mention some things that happened throughout the year, maybe even years prior. One of those
I think
things.
It's New Year's Day.
What did I say? Happy New Year's Eve?
I think you said it's New Year's Eve. But I think
it is New Year's Day. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before we do a whole hey, here's some things that happened in the year. Before we do all of that, we're going to first chop it up with Slug, Sage, and Mr. Dibbs in anticipation for their upcoming Imagine the Fun tour, which kicks off on January 11th in Bozeman, Montana.
11 days.
Holy shit.
Yeesh. We got a busy January.
I promised them 30 minutes because they are some busy people preparing for their tour. So I promised only 30 minutes. What I mean by that is I promised them
You'll get them out within 30 minutes.
Out with 30 minutes. I've got a timer right here that will be showing on the screen so they can see that we will not push them past 30 minutes. And if they do anything to make it go past that, that's all on them. So a few days ago, I had a dream about a Cerberus. Cerberus? Do you know what a Cerberus is?
A monster with two heads?
It's the three-headed dog that it's the protection dog for the demons. I think for
Harry Potter.
Yeah. Anyway, I had a dream about a Cerberus, so I thought I'd draw one. And I draw the three of them as a Cerberus. So, it's Mr. Dibbs, Slug, and Sage Francis as a Cerberus. I can't really pronounce what the fuck it's called. But then I also thought, well, Dibbs is like the devil on... the angel and the devil on the shoulder thing? Yeah. That's kind of like the theme I'm going with for their drawing.
And Sage is the angel?
And Sage is the angel, yeah.
And they have a stethoscope?
I don't know. I started to draw that, and then but one of the problems with drawing with a pen, can't erase it. I started to draw them, and I was like, that looks weird. I don't know what they're going to be. We'll see.
Okay.
I might not even draw during this. I wasn't planning on doing a drawing, but because I had that dream, I was like, yeah, maybe it would be cool to do the three of them. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just start the drawing. I mean, I already started it, but maybe I'll just finish it in our post discussion following their visit. Thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the Strange Famous Holiday Hang episode 2 episods ago. That got in the first 24 hours had like 2,000 views, and that's
cool.
That's pretty high for our viewership.
On YouTube?
On YouTube, just the YouTube one. I didn't look at the Spotify numbers, but yeah, that's the most ever in a 24-hour period for us. So seems like you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. Those guys were a lot of fun. They're a great group of people to hang out with. Also, hopefully you enjoyed our alternative holiday Christmas playlist from our Christmas episode. And hopefully you all had a great Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and everybody had a great December 25th if you don't celebrate Christmas. But you can still listen to our Christmas playlist anytime you want.
Mm-hmm. I think the Vegetarian Christmas is one of my new favorite Christmas songs.
Vegetarian Christmas?
From that episode, yep.
Yeah. Well, all watched it and saw. I played a lot of songs that weren't very Christmassy. All right. A quick shout out to some of our affiliates: Underground Sound Magazine, Hob Sauce, Hadsman Collective, Grow Haven, Speakerface, Brim of the World, Old Blue Gallery, ArtByTai, and of course, Strange Famous Records. If you want to become a sponsor or affiliate, email me at tai@artbytai.com. And then quick thank you off the top to Mr. Dibbs, Sage Francis, Buddy Peace, DJ Zoll, Brett Fullerton, Blacklick, and Chesky for their continued involvement with our show. We're super grateful to them. All right. Admin aside, before I mention a few things, like updates and things about our guests, Adrienne, do you have anything you want to say before I do that?
Am I supposed to have something?
No. I'm just wondering, is there anything you want to say before I...
No. My brain is out of space.
All right. None of these guys need an introduction, so I will keep this short. I just wrote down some thoughts. I don't have a way of how I'm going to relay these thoughts, but I just have them in notes, and I'm just going to mention them. So Sage has mentioned several times in recent appearances on our show, also on his social medias and stuff. So I don't think I'm speaking out of school here, but he's mentioned that he's working on projects. That's super vague, but potentially that means a new Sage album could be coming.
Yeah, and he said that he's got a new mixtape coming.
Yes, he's working on
I don't know if that's in the form of an actual tape.
Yes.
Or what?
Oh, if he's going to print or like, yeah. Yeah, I don't have any inside track on if he's got a new album coming out, but I would say get your ducks in a row because that's going to need your undivided attention if he has a new album, because I think it's been many years. And I'm sure he's sick of hearing about that. But he did just recently post that he's got a mixtape coming out called Sick of Making You Wait mixtape, which is funny. Yeah.
That's what that's called.
Yeah, he doesn't know if he's going to have it open or ready for tour. But by the time we're recording this, or by the time this is dropping, this episode, maybe he has mentioned that.
Well, he said he was going to try to have it in time for tour, and if not, you'll be able to get it from his Bandcamp.
Yeah.
It's the crunch of the leaves underneath my feet. It's the trees in the middle of October admitting defeat, rendering themselves incomplete, covering the ground with all them colors and sounds. There's a mystique to New England in the fall. It's getting colder this year. Got a chill in my bones. I'm feeling older this year. Keep having to look over my shoulder this year. Autumn poems always risk being over.
Sage has been an avid supporter of our show, and we're super grateful to him for that. So thank you, Sage. The third 7-inch of the 3-part Mr. Dibbs, Brett Fullerton, Inham EG project, that should be coming out following this tour. I've finished the cover art for that one. Here's a quick sneak peek of it. I did, if you didn't know, I did the other 2 covers for the 3-part series. I don't even know if you can get those anymore, but definitely go check those out.
I think we have a few at the gallery if anybody wanted to order them from, if they are out on Dibbs' site.
Yeah.
Then you could probably order them through, send ArtByTai a message, and we could get them out in the early spring.
Yeah, I have a few of them, not a bunch. Also, Mr. Dibbs released his Spare Parts album a couple of months ago. That's loaded with great, really cool, short, like 1-minute tracks. And those work amazingly for your Reels and TikToks. And I know that Mr. Dibbs does prefer you to use them for those. So,
cool.
Yeah, use the shit out of those. They make great little clip sound tracks. Also, Adrienne and I collaborated on that cover for that album. Oh, sorry.
Know.
Oh, sorry. Dibbs and Sage, we've formed, I'd say, a pretty legit friendship with. I'd say.
The 2?
Yeah, the 2 of them.
Yep.
We've formed some pretty good, real.
Whether they like it or not.
Whether they like it or not. All right, and then recently we've been seeing Slug a lot. I said in our 3rd episode with Dibbs and Slug, the first time that I saw Atmosphere live was at the Vans Warped Tour when we were filming our 3.2% TV show. Then 20 years later, we had Slug on our show. Then about a year after that, he turned up in an episode with Mr. Dibbs in an upside down chair. Like
That's
he was
right, yeah.
sitting upside down in the chair. And then we saw him we saw Slug at the Strange Famous Fest a year.
This summer.
Was that this summer?
Oh, Strange Famous
Yeah,
Fest
Strange Famous
last
Fest.
summer.
Yeah.
2023.
Was that 23?
So that
Yeah.
now.
We saw him. Yeah, we saw Slug there. And then we were fortunate enough to have backstage tickets to the Atmosphere show at Red Rocks, thanks to Dibbs and Laura. And then this year we saw Atmosphere at Rhyme Fest. And a couple of weeks ago we saw Ant solo performance at the Brother Ali tour. And then, so anyway, what I'm getting at is we've been seeing a lot of Atmosphere and Slug lately. And all these times we've seen him, though, we haven't really connected. Like, I mean, he's a super busy dude. That's not what I was just saying. What are you laughing at?
We're on different wavelengths, man.
Well,
We just
anyway.
don't connect.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought that
No,
up.
you don't. That's not what you meant. I was
No.
just joking.
Well, anyway, even though we haven't really spoken to him personally, last year I did send him a message about the Atmosphere album, So Many Other Realities Exist Simultaneously. That's the album that Michael Alien did the cover art for. I guess, yeah, that came out last year. Anyway, I sent Slug a message to tell him that I felt like Bigger Pictures, that's a track on that album. I'd sent him a message saying that was some of his finest work.
And when I was one, was just the first son to carry the burden. I was barely a person. My folks were young, but committed to keep up their end of the bargain. Protect me from harm and grow a garden. I was loved, I was fed, might sleep through the night. I was taught how to talk and how to read.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was in your top 5 songs on your Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, it plays a lot. It's a really, really good song. He responded and said thanks, but I guess what I was getting at is we're not like friendly like that, how I am with Brad and Sage. But I couldn't help myself. That song, I relate. I don't know what compelled me to message him, but I'm saying that song resonated with me so much. The slide guitar in there and the piano definitely triggered something. But then his life reflection lyrics in that really, really grabbed me. So I don't know. That I can't remember what I was getting at there. But like I said, I just had notes that I wrote down. And those are things that I could mention about them before we have them on. So
Basically, you're saying you love his new work.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. All three of the guys that are on with us today, I love their music. I listen to a lot of their music.
And even though Sage hasn't dropped an album actually for himself, he's been on a lot of people's. It's not like he hasn't been rapping and rhyming.
Yeah, he'll mention it on his socials that, people are like, oh, whatever happened to Sage? He didn't go away.
He featured on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's still recording tons of music and running a record label. So, I think that's probably a pretty annoying thing to get asked. Like, oh, where you been?
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't necessarily know unless you were How do you know if you don't follow their social medias? And
well, that's what I'm saying. That's the part that's frustrating.
If you follow an artist on the streaming platforms, will it show you the new ones that they're featured on?
So if you're one of those people who only stream music, do yourself a favor and don't get and also pay for music. But if you are someone that only streams music, the least you could do is follow the artist so that you can see when they have new. Because even on those stream services, if you follow them, we're speaking specifically about the one place, but it'll give you links to where you can buy their merch or where you can. So at least you're learning about that shit.
And it'll also tell you if they're in tour near you.
Yeah, yeah. So
that's good.
If you're only going to be streaming, please, at least be
on tour. I think it just said in tour. I don't know.
Yeah, my brain is not quite working either very well. But we went out last night, but not like way late.
No.
Anyway, all right, you guys. We'll take a quick break. We'll get an announcement for our guests. We'll be right back with Slug, Sage, and Mr. Dibbs, and then after we have a quick discussion with them to learn about their tour, Adrienne and I will run through a few things about the new year.
Or last
year, 2024. Okay. All right. We'll be right back after this guest announcement.
Hey, I'm Sage Francis.
Hey, I'm not Sage. I'm Dibbs.
Hey, I'm Slug.
Wait, you got to do yours again, Slug, because yours cut out.
Hey, I'm Slug. Still.
Let's try it one more time, guys. Come on, for 2025. All right, check it out. Y'all, check it out. My name is Sage Francis. Boing, boing, boing.
That's too much energy. I'm Dibbs.
Hey, I'm Slug. Still.
You're watching the DOD45 Show.
Booyaka shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
DOD45.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the DOD45 Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm gonna draw you guys. I already said that. What it was as the Cerberus? Is it Cerberus or
Cerberus? The rhymes.
Cerberus.
So as promised, I'm setting a 30-minute timer. There's 29:58. I'm going to have 3 questions for each of you. You'll write down your answer, and then the other 2 people will guess what your answer is. Those can be real guesses or ball-busting guesses, your choice. When you reveal your answer, you can choose to elaborate or not. Real quick, before we start, let me get the admin stuff out of the way, because we definitely having you guys on to talk about the Imagine the Fun Tour. That kicks off January 11 at Bozeman, Montana, which I've mentioned several times. We will be there for that. I have 2 questions before we start the question game. Sean, how did this tour come to fruition? Or, I mean, what was the idea behind the tour?
The idea was to do some sort of anniversary tour to celebrate the anniversary of an album. I've stood against doing that for so long. I think it's corny. I think it's corny when you go out and go, hey, I'm going to celebrate an album. But when they were like, hey, but it's that album, I was like, oh, I actually like that one. That's 20 years old. Okay, let's think about it. And so I started putting some thought into how I would try to present that without feeling, because there's just things I say on that album that's just straight ignorant, which is stuff I would never write today. But how do I present that in a way that I still feel okay with? I know I will reach out to some people to come with who maybe will just take people's mind off of me being straight ignorant. And so it's kind of like, I'm allowed to be ignorant if Sage will come, because he'll take care of some of the stuff that I usually think I have to take care of. You know what I'm saying? It gives me a little bit of freedom to go be stupid. And then if I bring Brad, it'll make my ignorant shit look less ignorant, because he is the worst. You know what I mean? So it's like, let me bring the worst human and the best human that I know on tour and see what happens.
Now you got a sandwich.
Yeah, and look at the draw. In this drawing, Dibbs is the devil on one side and Sage is the angel on the other side.
That's such a bad misperception of me, though. I mean, that's why I get away with so much things on stage.
Oh, that's great. Well, and then the other question I had, both Sage and Brad basically stopped touring, and Sean, it seems like you've not stopped ever. What I wanted to ask was, what would you say is the biggest difference from the tour that you guys did? I guess that was 20 years ago to what's gonna be happening this go around, aside from age.
Oh, fuck. That was pretty much it for me.
The last time that all 3 of us were on tour together was in 2001. And we were actually all in a vehicle together. And I think the biggest difference is that all 3 of us have grown and do not want to share vehicles with each other.
What he said.
So that's probably nice. You won't.
Or hotel rooms.
Or
same
hotel,
beds.
yes.
Or hotel rooms. Yep.
It's cool being together, except you're together every fucking minute. So this way, when we get to the show, we haven't seen Sean all day. Hey, it's Sean. It's Brad. It's Sage.
Well, and there's no more of this morning, like the whole trivia in the mornings of whose boxers are these is gone. Done. It's a wrap.
But Sage, if you don't keep your stage clothes in a box underneath the seat in your car the whole tour, I ain't going on the fucking tour.
Well, how else am I going to air them out? I get really sweaty every night, and then I drive, so I'll actually have them draped on the passenger seat.
Well, it's funny because I'm going to drape mine in the van, so I think ours will both basically smell the same.
Depends on who's
I
behind.
look forward to the rental car fee at the end of this one.
Sage, what are you expecting is going to be the biggest difference for you?
The biggest difference is that when we first toured, that was my first real tour, and I had nothing at home. I had no cares, no one to miss, and I was just out there to do it all and do as much as possible. This time around, I have to, check in and back home all the time, make sure, my kids don't think I've left them forever, and make sure things are okay, and make sure my wife's all right. Like, taking care of this house and the kids all by herself is going to be a big problem. It's like, even with two of us, it's a constant stress, and I feel for her on that. She's going to be thinking, oh, look at him out there having all this fun, when for sure I'm going to be stressing like 100% from like the time I wake up until I go to bed every day. But I'm still just as excited to explore new territories with these guys, because we're playing spots we never went to before, individually or as a tour group.
Well, that's all right. Adrienne messaged and asked if I started the timer. I'm going to start the timer when the game starts, but I just want this one final question before we kick off. My assumption is that a bunch of old heads are the demographic for this tour. Many whose first indie hip hop show was likely that tour. I'm wondering, does anybody see that differently?
I haven't stopped. I've been touring since I started, and I've watched this phenomenon of the people who have grown with me. So there is a demographic of what you're calling old heads. I just call them weathered, but they now they bring their kids. Mm-hmm. They've shared our music with their children. So now there's 14 and 15-year-olds at the show with their parents. And it makes me feel like Neil Young in a weird way. It's like you get to see this transition, but also you get to see people enjoying themselves with people they love. Whereas when we were younger, those old heads were younger and they were there to party. Now they're there to like have this experience with somebody they care about. And it really does something to the room. It really creates this like energy that is, it's like, I hope everybody who does this for a living gets the opportunity to experience something like this, On top of that, speaking on behalf of all three of us, we have all somehow, because I have a teenager, and somehow Stage, myself, and Mr. Dibbs and a handful of our colleagues have managed to connect with some of these younger kids who didn't even get us from their parents, but they're getting us via the skate parks. Like there is a thread of our music that is still in line with the skate culture. So I'm seeing kids come to the show with Del the Funky Homo Sapien shirts or MF Doom shirts, and they're like 15, 16, 17 years old. And that's why we still keep our shows all ages, is because we always wanted to be able to inspire somebody to pick up a turntable or a mic or a guitar or whatever, man, make some art, you know what I mean? So we always wanted to keep that door open. But to see that and to basically get on stage and look out at a crowd of people who are from the ages of like 14 to 64, it's a pretty special thing, man. It's definitely a type of validation that I never knew that I would not only obtain, but like I starve for that now. Like that's part of why I'm still doing this, is because of that. And it also informs me of how to make sure to take my kids to shows. It's like me and my kids, we try to go see concerts, especially because I can make a phone call and get in for free in my city. You know what I mean? And so it's like,
that's nice.
So it's like, hey, can I come down and can I bring a kid? Yeah, cool. And then they'll put me in a little area that's safe for me and the kid to hang out. You know what I mean? And so we can watch the show, me and one of my sons. But I think that's something that I'm really excited for Sage and Brad. I know Brad has probably seen it. I mean, he's played a few shows here and there, but Sage has taken some time off. He just started touring again. And so when I seen him in Colorado a couple of years ago, I saw it there. I saw kids at the show that were younger, that were there with their folks. And I thought that's exactly what this is for now, you know? So the nostalgia is a real thing, but there is still this like, there's still this glimmer of goal. Weirdly, there's still a goal here. That's not a financial goal. It's not even a creative goal. It's a connectivity goal that I have established now for myself. And that's to just figure out how to provide a vehicle for a mom and her son, or for a dad and his daughter to be able to connect through music.
Well, Sage has a question.
I do. Well, because you reminded me, one of the main differences between then and now is back then we were young enough to the aggressive energy and the fighting, or, you know, like the threats of violence was pretty constant. And that's not the energy anymore, you know?
Yeah.
So that, I mean, because I remember when Dibbs would set it off with the War Pigs mix, and I would kick off the mosh pit. It was like I was invincible during that tour. Like nothing could hurt me, and now everything's going to hurt me. So I have to be careful. Like we all have to be careful for that.
I want to break a hip.
Yeah.
Well, if all you come out of is a broken hip and not a dying, I think that's a win.
I agree.
All right, let's kick off. Thanks, you guys. Thanks again for agreeing to do this, and thanks for all your great music. Here we go. Happy New Year, by the way. This episode's New Year, so Happy New Year to you guys.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to kick this timer off, and we'll start. The first question is a question for Sean, and then we'll syncopate, like I said. All right, Sean, what actor would best play Slug in a biopic or biopic?
I'll go with Vince Vaughn and Be Cool specifically.
Twinkle, twinkle, baby.
I go with Al Pacino in one of his later movies where he was a rock star. Did you see that movie? It wasn't huge, but I caught it by chance. I think it was on an airplane, and it was like reminding me of what Slug might be as an older man, dealing with his infectious flirting. Like Slug wouldn't be able to communicate if it wasn't flirtatious. Like when I first introduced him to my mom, I was kind of like, I felt a certain way. Like he doesn't know how to talk any other way, so I have to chill. But this is like Al Pacino in that movie I just saw.
Listen, I don't know if I'm not sure if you ever asked your mom about it, but me and her had a connection. There was a thing there. Like, and it was totally innocent. It was,
I don't doubt it. I think you've had a connection with.
No. It's not. No. It was a parental connection.
Oh.
I think your mom seen me as somebody that she felt confident hanging out with you. You're both wrong. You're both wrong.
What is
and
it?
it's such an obvious. Such an obvious answer. I mean, here, look.
Ralph.
I can see it.
It's pretty good. All right, cool. All right, Sage's turn. Who once spit at Sage and called him the F slur? The F slur, like what they still call cigarettes in England.
Don Rickles.
Wait, this was in a battle?
No. Just it happened, but it's somebody famous.
Don Rickles. It fits. It tracks.
Could be Don Rickles.
Man, I'm scared to answer that because it's basically me snitching on who I think would use that word. Okay, so
But this was a while ago.
Yeah, I know it was a while ago, but was it that long ago? Because I'm gonna go with one of the members of Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think
you just leave it at that. Just someone from Wu-Tang.
I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to point at anybody in specific. But I remember there being an altercation, and so I'm going to say that it was during that altercation. That's my final answer.
Okay. What's the actual answer?
Oh wait, did Dibbs say?
Yeah, Dibbs said Don Rickles.
Yeah. Oh right.
Eminem. Wow.
Whoa.
So this was at.
That's
Remember,
fantastic.
remember, I was doing X Games stuff, like
Yes.
promotions for X Games with ESPN. So they had me at this resort, a ski resort, doing like filming my stuff and whatever. And Eminem was performing there as part of the X Games. And so I was like privy to a lot of like this was 2000 Eminem stuff. And I went to see his performance, which was basically to a room full of kids, underage kids. And the first thing he said was like, "Yo, anyone know where to get some acid around here?" And blah, blah, blah. And he was in his Slim Shady character. And back then I was like, not about that at all. And I was very kind of like, fuck you, but so I walked up to the stage, like as one of the older guys in the room, and like put out my hand, like, "Give me daps." And then when he went to do it, I just pulled it away, like, yoink. And he got so upset. And he spit at me. It did not hit me, but it was like, psh. He said, get out of here. Security. And I looked at him, I said, I didn't even say it. I just mouthed it. I said, "Battle me." And then I ran away because I didn't want to get beat up by security.
Amazing.
All right, let's go. It's Sean's turn. No, it's Dibbs' turn. If Brad grew back a full lush head of hair, what hairstyle would best suit him?
Can I answer on this one?
Yeah.
I'd like to see Dibbs in a mullet.
Yeah, skull it. Because you still have so you can.
Oh yeah, the skull it
tattoo.
I'm gonna say, and I agree with the mullet, but I'm gonna say instead of the mullet, I would suggest full on biker. You know what I'm saying? Like Hell's Angel looking shit. Not quite the mullet, but like the mane that's like beautiful if you were to wash it, but it's unwashed on purpose because beauty is not where we're going with this. You know what I'm saying? It's like Fabio, but full of fucking shit. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Dreads. Actually, I take it all back. I think he would be one of those like jobless or jobless. You know what I'm saying? Like he'd be one of them two.
A Caesar. I see a Caesar.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The tattoos almost give the Caesar effect, but the hair would flush it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Sage is pretty close. It would be an Amish bowl cut, which is what I had as a kid anyway. So it's pretty close to a Caesar. I had that haircut for a long time.
Did you just drink the cow's milk?
Right from the cow.
That's
Udder from the gutter.
If Sean's tour bus broke down out on a desert island and he could only have one item from the tour bus, what would he choose?
Jaybird. He could fix it all.
Wait,
That's a good one.
Item. He's not an item.
He is in a sense that he can fix everything that you need fixed. He can cover it all. It's like a magic genie thing. You
He
rub
needs
it,
to fix my advances.
rub the lamp, and Bird will come out.
I mean, I think the obvious answer is his phone.
Well, Bird would have a phone.
Fuck a phone. I didn't have to be in that thing. I broke my phone 2 days ago and was like, oh. I mean, I eventually had to replace it because my wife was like, no, you need a phone so I can reach you. But for like about 12 hours, I was like I was free. It was amazing.
Yeah,
and the funny thing is, if any of you guys tried to reach me during that time, I didn't get it. And then when I finally got the new phone and did the cloud, any messages that were coming in, they didn't come. So I'm missing
12 hours.
Because I left you like 117 messages, about 2 minutes
into it.
each.
Phone roller.
Oh wait, no. Sorry.
Ralph Macchio.
Foam roller.
The foam roller.
For your back.
That's the thing.
back.
It's mostly for my IT bands. But it's like I am so addicted to rolling my muscles that I will pack it in a suitcase and bring it to Europe. I will leave behind things that I would normally take with to make sure that I can, because you could buy underwear in Europe. You know what I mean? It's like, but this foam roller, I don't want to have to deal with looking for a foam roller.
What the fuck is a foam roller?
Is it the one where you lay on the ground and you lay on top of it, kind of?
Yeah.
Have you tried to buy underwear in Europe? It's not easy.
Oh, it's whack as fuck.
Yeah.
Twice. I one time bought Europe and I bought a bunch of fucking dry boxers. I hated them. And then you can't just go into a store and get underwear.
Yeah.
You have to get a special bread line or some shit. Like, I don't even know. And then there was another time I bought some and the only shit I could find were bikini briefs. And was just like, you know what? Fuck it. This has to be. I was on tour with Print. And me and Blueprint, and he was just like, he was with me. He was like, I'll go with you. So we went to this store, like a Humvee or a H&M or some shit.
H&M is the only place you can get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we went there and I'm like, let me just get like 7 pairs. I'll make this work. Usually I would take twice as much underwear so that I can wear them. And then after the show, put on dry ones. Cause I don't like to wear wet underwear after a show. Cause I pee myself on stage.
Oh, right. Because they don't have dryers too.
And so I bought all this underwear and ended up in a situation where I didn't have to use all of them. So I didn't unpack the ones that I didn't need to use. And then on the flight home, somebody at the Paris airport stole the packaged underwear out of my suitcase. It was like so stupid. I was just like, what a dumb thing. But yeah, the foam roller, Brad, I'll show it to you. When we hit the road, I'll show you what my foam roller looks like. I'll even show you how to use it. You can feel it loosening you up in a way that the only thing I can compare it to is like a deep tissue massage.
Well, and that's on brand. In the intro, I said last time we saw you, Sean, you were upside down.
Oh, on this show.
On our
time
show.
You joined in.
On some chair that had you upside down. And
that's an inversion table. It's right over there. And yeah, I do a lot to avoid pain. Like I spent so many years with back pain, hip pain, legs. I've torn meniscuses. I've done so much damage to my body, all from touring, honestly, or pre-touring. I drove trucks, and just from sitting in trucks for long periods of time, there's so much damage has been done that I've spent the last like 15 years of my life trying to correct that, and I'm addicted to it. So now, and I tell Brad and Sage this. If something hurts because you guys are going to be sitting in your vans and cars and respective vehicles for long periods of time, talk to me because I know the hacks. I know the stretches. If you could put your thumb or your finger on the part that hurts, I can tell you what to do to release that, because I've spent a lot of time. Like,
I thought that you said the way to release all that was for me and Sage to just pit fight every night after the show, just beat the shit out of each other. That would get all the kinks out.
I never said that.
Was that a dance battle? Was it the dance battle? Maybe I got confused.
No. You got me confused with somebody else.
No, I left you like 10 messages about that, and the messages you lost.
Yeah, you lost them in the cloud.
I now suffer from golfer's elbow from swinging on you so much.
See? What are we supposed to do now?
All right, let's go to Sage's. I got 17 minutes. If Sage was to have a surprise guest rapper, a huge name, appear with him for just one song on this
John
tour,
Cena.
who would it be? John
Cena.
Shaquille O'Neal.
You guys had answers before Sage did.
Tom Hardy. It's really John Cena for sure.
At this point, I mean, I did the song with Chuck D, which I'm really proud of because I've always, whatever, it's like hip hop god to me. But at this point, maybe I'm trying to look for a Chip Fu feature.
I was close then. I'm close with the Shaquille O'Neal because Shaquille was a Fushnik.
He was, but that kind of like deaded they got too popular with Shaq, and I was like, I can't do it anymore.
Fuck with them anymore. All right, here we go to Brad's. If it turns out that Brad is from another planet in the solar system, what planet would he be from?
In our solar system, our current one?
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Uranus.
Mercury, because it's poisoning. I don't know about planets.
He's from Uranus.
I knew it. Adrienne said the same thing.
Neptune. What is that?
Those are fucking coordinates.
Yeah,
Acheron.
That's where actually where he's
That's
from.
not a planet in our solar system.
That's why you keep
it's not in our solar system.
No, listen, Akron's in Ohio. I'm not stupid.
That's
planet Acheron.
You are from a different planet.
One of my children's middle name is Neptune.
No.
I like that name. All right, here we go. This one's
Do they like the ocean?
Sure. The reason his middle name is Neptune is because whenever we have a kid, we allow the last kid to give the middle name to the new kid
Yeah.
as a way to connect them and make them kind of bond. Yeah. or to have a reason to hate each other later. I don't know. But and so one of them is Zorro.
Zorro?
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Who gets to have Zorro in their name? That's fucking sweet.
And then one is a Neptune.
I like it.
And one is Jerome.
Are you gonna do the like Alec Baldwin baby thing and get a whole soccer team so that they can give other names?
Alec Baldwin looks like a giant toddler.
Well, he fits in with his troop of kids then.
It does. All right, here's Sean's.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The Zorro thing is just now etched in my, like, I want to change my middle name to Zorro now.
It's a pretty rad name.
It's pretty fucking rad. It really is.
Oh, he loves it. He 100% loves it. And then also my dumbass, I always name songs after just random things when it doesn't really have a name. And so I've used all their middle names for song titles at this point. It's just like, yeah, good shit.
I like it.
All right, Ty, what do you got?
Here we go. If any big name celebrity was to come out to this is questions for Sean, but you guys can write in and we'll see what his answer is. But if any big name celebrity was to come out to any one of the shows on this tour, who would it be and who would they be there to see?
It's Taryn. She's there to see Sean.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Taryn.
Manning.
I got that right. I win that one. I get that one question I get.
What about you, Sage? It is Taryn.
Oh, man, I mean, my mind goes to Christina Ricci just because I want her to be at a show.
Yeah.
Go on.
Who's she gonna see?
Who's she there to see?
Slug.
Yeah, they're only there to see Sean, dude. It's not. It doesn't matter who you rattle off. It's Sean.
Man, I don't know the answer to this because Taryn is a great answer. I'm probably gonna go with that. Because it's actually realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of big name celebrities have come to our shows. We do get adult film actors and actresses all the time, like all the time. It's really weird how we tapped into something. I think it's probably trauma, honestly. But Taryn is a great answer. Also, Platinum Max again. I could see him showing up to a show. I mentioned him earlier as being a possibility to rap on a Sage song because I could see that happening too. Maybe that should happen. Maybe I should invite him to a show to introduce him to Sage so that Sage could put him on a song because I think Sage would like him. Yeah, I think Taryn is probably the right answer. I didn't write it down.
Though,
that's right.
a lot of celebrities live around Bozeman and that area now, so it's possible that you could have some big time actors coming in.
Taryn Manning. Well, I can tell you, yeah, I know a celebrity that will be at the Bozeman show.
Who?
You?
Me. I'm just fucking around.
Hey, to any big celebrities out there, I get 5 guest passes for every show. You can slide into my DMs and I'll get you in.
There you go.
Awesome. All right, let's go. This one's for where am I at? I'm at Sage, right? Yeah. What question will Sage get asked the most by his fans on this tour?
I have one.
I have one too. You can say yours, Adrienne. What do you think?
When are you going to come out with another album?
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. That's what was going to be my answer.
What's with the cape?
Oh,
that's a good one too.
Never been asked that ever. Only thing
I got asked that like 40 times after Oddfellows. Like, what's with
all I get asked is how much do I have to pay you for that cape? I say you can never buy this cape. Only one was made.
What do you say, Sean?
You ever met Paul Giamatti?
That's the question.
Are you trying to compare me to Paul Giamatti?
I like
No,
Paul
but have you ever
Giamatti.
met him?
I love Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore him.
Listen, I'm already getting questions about Sage in my DMs.
Oh, what are they asking?
Like, how did you convince him to come out? Is the main question that people, I'm just like, money.
What do you say is the answer?
I mean,
when's the new album? Yeah.
Always. It's always the question. So it will be later in the year. So it's going to come out in 2025. And I'll have a mixtape, finally another Sick of mixtape for the tour called Sick of Making You Wait. I think that's what I'm going to call it. But yeah, it's been a long time. So I'm sitting on all this material that I should have done something with long ago. And it's good for a mixtape now.
Well, we nailed it. You and I got points. Well, we're not keeping points, I guess, but I was supposed to give a Jaguar to somebody. Who's got a right answer? Well, Dibbs got a right answer with Taryn Manning.
We've got
Adrian just got the right answer with the six.
So I guess we'll have to keep the car, Adrian. All right, this one. Here's your final one. This one's for Brad. If Brad suddenly started a side hustle during the tour, what would it be?
How do you do it? How do you do the thing where you do
Look,
this?
I'm pretty sure we covered that with the pocket tortilla thing.
There it is.
Wait, what the hell what were you just doing? What was that?
I can't remember. I'm backwards on the thing, so I can't. You know the thing.
What
Are you brushing your teeth? What is that thing that you're doing there?
I don't know how to mimic a blowjob.
Blowjob?
Yeah, that's a side.
Adrian. Oh, rude.
Wow.
That took a turn.
That took a turn.
Oh,
That took a turn.
I'm feeling uncomfortable all of a sudden.
Now, why was your hand way over here?
Yeah,
Like,
that
really?
is true. Like Adrian was suggesting that the penis was going to be like 18 inches long. Your
Yeah, I'm
hand was like
saying.
way over here. Like,
Well, you guys have a lot
it's
of
just blowing broomsticks over here. What the
adult
hell's
film
going on?
stars, come into the show.
Oh my god.
I can see Dibbs finally getting his cult off the ground.
Yeah, I agree with all of these so far. What is the answer, Dibbs?
Oh, you got the sticker ready to go, huh?
Pocket tortillas.
Oh,
He's just ate that. Thing's gone.
There it is.
Empty carbs, bro. I'm not down. Empty carbs. I'm out of there. I'm done.
All carbs. Like the last time we toured, you were no carbs.
These are 0 carb tortillas. I'm actually not making that up. Seriously, net 0 carb tortillas.
That's
They're
not a thing
cauliflower?
that exists. That's not something that exists.
It
Super
is.
Costco trick.
He's bringing them from planet Archon. It's a different.
wait, hold on.
Well, what are they made of?
Wind and lint.
Yeah, what
Wind
does
and lint.
I know we're running out of time, but what doesn't have a carb?
Lint, wind.
I'm pretty sure there's probably carbs and lint.
I will show you that I have basically a whole truck full of no carb tortillas. You think I'm kidding? I swapped bread for tortillas. Thus, the pocket tortilla was born.
Well, those were my 3 questions for you guys. I got 6 minutes. I'll just throw these ones out. You don't have to have an answer for.
How do you have time left? This is bullshit.
Because we're cruising right along. This is the best that I've ever done.
Yes.
Of the 3 of you, who would be the most likely to get lost on tour? Sage.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
I have no sense of direction. I'm very bad. I get lost in every city I go to. It's me. Yeah.
I have Brett. He's great with that shit. I can just sit there.
And Slug rides his bike around every city. He's
he-
all right.
Yeah, I have a pretty decent sense of direction.
Here's the trick. Shadow the bus, Sage. Follow the bus and you'll
I'll have GPS, but I'm just saying if I go to a hotel and they show me a map of where I'm supposed to go, I'm like, don't even show it to me. It's not going to make sense. I'll find it just walking around 10 times. That's what I have to do.
So if you're ever anywhere and you see Sage wandering around the hotel, help him out and let him know what room he's in.
Where you going, Sage?
I was looking for the pool.
Room 143. Where the fuck is it?
Well, you're on the 6th floor. You need to go down 5.
Who's most likely to accidentally offend the crowd at a show with something they thought was hilarious?
Well, I mean that answer's obvious.
Who is it?
It's you. It's fucking you.
If you have to ask who, you're the one.
You have the sense of humor of a Chinese throwing star, bro. Like, yeah, fucking. Yeah.
Which one of you is most likely to get caught in a hilarious misunderstanding with a fan or someone backstage?
That would have to be Slug. Because I won't be backstage.
It'd have to be Sean because I don't have any fans.
Well,
I mean, I'll take it. It's doubtful that would happen to me if we're speaking realistically, because I'm pretty avoidant of people in general. But also I go out of my way to just kind of nod a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. I'm trying to think of the last misunderstanding I had with a fan was like probably 15 to 20 years ago.
Oh,
And
that's
it's been
good.
a long time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
There
good-
was
those
a
are
guy
dogs.
one time. There was a guy one time, and it's funny because I was just with Ali and Ant, and we were joking about this. There was a guy one time who busted backstage. I was in Australia, but he busted backstage after the show. We were all in this little tiny room because nobody in Australia knows us. So we were playing these tiniest little clubs, and we're in this little room that's directly behind the stage, and we had just finished the set, and we're back there critiquing each other because that's what we do. And some dude busts back there all of a sudden, and he was like 0 body fat, super pumped, super strong, obviously could rip any of our heads off. And you didn't play fucking Scapegoat, mate. You didn't play fucking Scapegoat. And he was like, bro, I thought he was gonna kill us. He can't. And then our driver, who was just a dude who was hired to take us around, just totally full Nelson the guy and wrestled him out. And we just sat there in awe, like this was amazing. But yeah, he was really upset that we weren't playing Scapegoat.
He wanted
Can
it.
I play Scapegoat on this tour?
No.
Fuck you.
I hope that answers your question.
All right, the last 1 minute. In the last 1 minute, let me ask you, what city would you say that you're most looking forward to performing at?
Green Bay.
For a particular reason?
Never been there. I mean, a lot of these cities I've never been to, but I've been trying to go to Green Bay since the beginning. I've been trying to get there forever, and there was never a venue for us, or who knows what, man. And then now all of a sudden we got a gig in Green Bay, and I am geeked. Because here's the thing: all of Upper Wisconsin has always had to travel down to Milwaukee or Madison to see us. And so there's a town called Oshkosh, which I've visited, and I have friends from there. I have a history there, but I've never been able to play there. Those people have always had to drive down to one of the majors down lower. And now we're going to hit Green Bay finally. And it's kind of like, you know, when you spend years and years hitting a city, making people drive 3 hours to come see you in Chicago or 3 hours to come see you in LA, and you finally go to a city where it only is going to take them 10 minutes to get to the show. It's such a special thing, man. Like there's really nothing like the type of appreciation that you get from those people for that.
They come out. What about you, Sage? Do you have a?
I would say Worcester because it's basically my hometown show, but I've never played Worcester
How do you
despite
say
growing
it?
up right next to it. What's that?
How do you say it?
Worcester.
No.
Worcester, Massachusetts.
Worcester.
Yeah.
Worcestershire
And-
sauce.
Yeah,
Worcestershire
I
sauce.
think
That's
that's what you're saying.
that's a different spelling. That's a different spelling.
Worcester.
Worcester. WORCEST.
Spell it phonetically.
It's a
Listen,
box.
man.
It's a box cutter.
Just call it the woo. But yeah, that's
Fucking colonizers ruin everything. Is it Houston or Houston? Is it
Hooten.
Worcestershire?
it's a Native
Yeah.
American tribe, man.
The Worcesters?
No, but I'm saying us trying to decide to say it like Worcestershire. It's us trying to ruin it. You feel me?
What about you, Brad? That's timer blinking. You got the last answer.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Oh hell yeah.
George's is there, and the homie Zimmy is there, and Bob is there.
Grand Buffet is there.
Grand Buffet is there.
Are you sure George's is still there?
I am not sure that it's still there, but my last check was that from Zimmy was it's still there.
I have a feeling George's Record, Pittsburgh.
That's a beautiful city.
I do love that city. I love that. Up there.
It's still open. It's still there. Good for you, Brad. It's still there. I was worried. I don't know why that I heard it might be gone, but you know.
Also, I like to go into the local watering holes in Pittsburgh and reenact all the dance scenes from Flashdance.
Is Flashdance the one where they holds him up?
Flashdance. You know.
Yeah, I forget which movie. Is that the one where she runs and that's that one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Dirty Dancing as the other one where they hold him up, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. I get those two mixed up.
You get Patrick Never mind.
Well, you guys, I really appreciate you joining us. Sean, where's the best place for people to get tickets for the tour?
Santa?
That's true.
Santa's
Santa's already
gone.
passed. Yeah, this is New Year's. This is the New Year's Day.
Oh, the New Year Santa? Isn't there a New Year Santa?
Yeah. Okay.
Valentine Santa. Atmospheresucks.com.
Okay.
Atmospheresucks.com. It's spelt just how it sounds.
And oddly enough, that link takes you to their merchandise. So that's cool.
Well, it takes you to a whole spread of shit. And one of the things inside of that spread is the tour. There's the merch. There's also there's pictures. You want to see some pictures?
Yeah.
I got those.
Do any of you guys have want to say anything? Any
I do.
things for 2025 for New Year's resolution? Anything? Here's your chance. I'll give you whatever you need to say.
Here you go. 2025. Sage, bring your mic. Sean, bring your mic. Otherwise, this is what you get. You like this? This is the fucking mic you're touring with.
What?
That's not
I
long
have to
enough.
bring my own.
That's not 18 inches.
This is your mic right here. It's a Radio Shack.
Wow.
I'm bringing it. You're rapping in it. Enjoy.
My house is protected by Radio Shack security.
Your house isn't protected at all.
It is, and they even retweeted it when I bragged about it.
Do you have the last Radio Shack ever there or something?
They were trying to make a comeback. I've never seen one, not since I was a kid, but yeah, I do. My house, we bought it.
Well,
it was like grandfather.
unfortunately, shacks are no longer a thing in general. Shacks are gone. So I think it's going to be Radio Shed or Radio Bike Rack, maybe. Or
What if it is just Radio Shaquille O'Neal and it's just him walking around with all kinds of gear?
Maybe it's Radio
He
Love.
does everything, man. Shaq does everything.
It's Radio Love Shack.
Thank you
Wait,
so much.
did they give the other chance to? Dibbs said his 2025, but did they?
Oh, well, yeah. Did anyone else have a 2025 message?
Yeah, have a fucking awesome 2025. We're gonna
Shut
do
up,
this tour.
Sage.
We're gonna make music. We're gonna release music, and I'm just gonna like run back to the Strange Famous headquarters and make sure everything is in working order when we get back, so I can do this again maybe at some point. But I'm so honored I get to hop on a lengthy tour and pay some bills. Thanks, Sean.
2025 is time to stop paying attention to all the shit that you hate and start paying more attention to the shit that you love. There's just too much out there that is scary and threatening, and it's there to cause you anxiety and frustrate you and kill you early. So stop, unplug, and just go hang out with your family, go hang out with your friends, go hang out with yourself, go take a walk, get off your phone. Stop it, because it's going to get worse. So just unplug and just take care of yourself.
Well, thank you guys so much. If you're looking for a tortilla or a lengthy broomstick blow, hit up Dibbs at MrDibbs.com and always at StrangeFamousRecords.com. All right, thanks you guys so much. Have a great rest of your days today. Happy New Year.
Happy
Love
New
y'all.
Year.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Thanks. Bye.
This is how I represent. Was you fuck with, was you fuck, was you fuck with, was you fuck, was you fuck with gangsta boo. This is how I represent.
That was pretty impressive as far as how quickly you got that
Yeah,
done.
look
huh?
at you. Real.
Yeah, they're fun. Well, I just know that everyone has stuff they got to do. Everybody's
Right.
pretty busy, and
That was great.
the tendencies you kind of want to hang out and say
And
some
especially
stuff.
when it's three people, that gets really hard sometimes to keep it short.
Yeah. Well, you guys, the episode's not over. We're going to quickly discuss some New Year's stuff. I specifically want to mention people that we've been able to meet through our show. So I'll shout them out while I share a picture that we took with them. Also, before you opt to sign off, don't forget our episode's not completely over
Until the fat lady sings.
until you've heard.
You can't say fat lady.
Well, no, and you don't want to say that when I'm about to say it until you've heard Blacklick's last words.
I love Black Lip last words.
So wait till you hear that. And here's the finished drawing below. Maybe it's not even finished. Maybe I didn't even finish it. It was just something I wanted to doodle while they were here. All of the drawings from the past episodes are available at ArtByTai.com or at DOD45.com. Check out my art at ArtByTai, all the social medias, stuff like that. Thanks so much to those guys.
Yeah, that was really fun.
That was fun, right? Just a nice
Yeah,
little
it was
3 questions.
Nice
each.
and sweet and short, and everybody got to say something.
Yeah. And don't get it twisted, people. You think it's simple. Coming up with questions is a lot fucking harder than you think, because you
Wait,
start
I
worrying.
thought your staff did that. I thought your writing staff did that.
Yeah, the writing staff. No, but I'm like, are they going to hate this question? Is this a dumb question? I feel like they were all
It's all good.
fun
No,
questions.
it's all
yeah.
good.
Yeah, they're fun.
I do feel bad that I insinuated Dibbs' side hustle would be giving out blowjobs.
I think that got the biggest laugh of the.
I was just kidding. I'm sure if he wanted to do it, he would be great at it. But I don't.
Now we're going in. Now you're getting in the weeds.
I don't think that that's his side hustle.
All right, I'm just gonna kick off with it. Adrienne, you can interject at any time.
Okay.
We just took a quick little bathroom break, and these new headphones that we have, they're so difficult for me to get in and out. So I just, instead of taking them out, I just unplug and walk. Well, I went into the house and I came back out and shut the door. The wire got caught in the door and ripped my head back. I just sent a message to those guys thanking them again for being on.
Wow, you're fast.
Well, I often want to. I run a.
Oh, I guess you're in a group.
Yeah, in a group chat with them. But I'm so appreciative of people that I've like sometimes go like, does it sound what's disingenuous if I don't like write a whole long thing, or is it disingenuous?
Is it is?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Us. But yeah, I don't know. I just said thank you guys so much. But then I go like, oh shit, should I have elaborated how much thanks?
No,
I know. I just really appreciate them. Okay, real quickly, I just want to note a few highlights from 2024 that we did, or things that happened kind of through our show, the DOD45, and I'll just rattle them off. If you have anything you want to say, okay, you can just add on to them. And yeah, it's just to kind of point out things that I'm grateful for that we got through the show, specific to guests who's been on the show and stuff like that. Recently, so I don't know what time of year it was. I guess August. In August, Mr. Dibbs and Laura
April.
and was it when was it?
April.
Holy cow! This year is gone flying by. Mr. Dibbs and Laura.
Last year.
What? Oh yeah,
last year.
Yeah, 2024. Mr. Dibbs, Laura, and Brett Fullerton. They all came out to Chicago because Dibbs DJ'd my solo art show Intrinsic at the Jackson Young Gallery. That was a lot of fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was our first experience doing live episode recordings. Mm-hmm. So we recorded 3 live episodes with Def C. Got to meet Def C there. Rich Jones, and then Nightwalker and AM Early Morning.
Yeah.
Those were a lot of fun.
They were fun.
And that was an experience doing a live thing.
Yeah, and then we ended up doing another one later, which I'm sure you'll get to.
Yeah, we learned how to do live episode podcast.
We learned how to pretend like people weren't watching us,
which is weird. But yeah, Nightwalker also came back out and and partied with us at that same gallery again in Chicago. I guess that was in November,
early November.
That was nice. It's what I'm getting. Yeah, I guess what I'm kind of getting at there is it's nice to be able to go, because Adrienne and I travel the country so much. We're always in different cities, and when you do that for so long, we've been doing that for 18 years, about maybe less, 15, close to 18
17,
years.
Yeah, almost going on 18.
The cities get boring, not boring, but you've seen everything.
Yeah, you just look forward to, who's that person we know there,
yes,
and what is that restaurant that we love that's there. Those are like the only things that, it's not the only.
And we knew we were going to be in Chicago, and so I reached out to Nightwalker, and I was like, "We're going to be in Chicago. Come hang out." So he came. We partied with him, and that's been happening a lot this year. So I'll get to some of those, and because these people are guests on our show, and I want to continue sharing their music, and I'd like to continue our friendships with them. Brett Fullerton, obviously, I mentioned him. He comes out and visited us all the time in Michigan, but we did recently get to see him in Michigan. For our art festival shows, he comes and visits with us.
It's really nice. He always takes the time and is like, "Hey, where are you going to be? What day?
Yeah,
see if I can get some extra hours off work. I'll head over."
And he legit comes and hangs out.
Yeah, that's great.
He'll just come and hang out. Maybe we'll have a beer. Maybe we won't.
Maybe you'll have 10.
10. He's not a huge drinker. But yeah, that's always been.
You'll have 10.
It's always nice to be able to hang out with Brett Fullerton. I really love that dude. In October,
he's easy to hang out with too. Yep. He's like so chill.
He's just chill.
Love Brett Fullerton.
Love Brett Fullerton.
And I can even like be like, hey, my son's instrument's broken. Can you help me?
Yeah, he knows the gear. Speaking of other people that I love Cass One from Strange Famous Records. In October, we had Cass One come out to our gallery to perform for our Old Blue Live series.
Old Blue Gallery
Live series. It's kind of like a tiny desk concert thing. That will be releasing sometime this winter. That was a great hang. He stayed in our Airbnb and we got to hang out with him and his wife and his daughter. And that was just really terrific.
Great
hang.
family.
Yeah. We got to get even really a lot closer with Cast One. So I'm super happy about that. Another big highlight.
It was also awesome. Just like you got to show them our cute little town in Missouri.
Yes.
And we like to show that off because it's just so simple.
Yes. I love that. And everyone, I'd mentioned it probably in past episodes, but everybody that's on our show, every guest that we have, I sent out a little thank you package and their original drawing, and I also send out a formal letter to them. But I offer every single one of them a stay at our Airbnb in Hannibal, Missouri, because it is a fun place to show off. It's a cute little town.
There's not much to it, and you don't need more than a day or two, but it's just nice.
Yeah, I would love for any of our guests to come visit and hang. We'll show them a good time. Check. You can ask Cass if he had a good time. Well, from what he said to us.
And don't tell, unless he says bad things, don't tell us what he said.
Well, unless he only said great things.
Unless he says good things.
Another big highlight for the year for me was we had Brother Ali on our show. That was really cool. Mm-hmm. We did just recently get to see him and Ant performing because they just wrapped up a tour, but we got to go see them in Salt Lake City and just like to be able to be in the space and like shake hands and have him recognize. His eyesight's not great, so he didn't recognize right off the bat, but he did know who we were. That was nice. In, I guess, what time of year we saw Chesky with the co-defendants?
That was February.
That was in February. Wow, that was the first part of the year. Mm-hmm. But yeah, earlier this year earlier in 2024, we got to see Chesky with the co-defendants perform at this little club in Tampa.
Yeah, and they had great openers, and the co-defendants were awesome. We've seen Chesky, but we hadn't seen the co-defendants.
Yeah, and that was great. And you want to know something else? This might be a little bit of a flex, but while Chesky's on stage, he gave a shout out to us, to like you and me and our kids. He was cute. Like, the ArtByTai family's here on stage. Like that was, I don't know. He's done that in the past. Yeah. And he doesn't need to. It's just very cool
he's a real one, that guy.
He is a real one. He's going to be here in Utah, and I think we're going to be out of town. But anyway, that was cool. Also on that trip when we were down there in Florida, I messaged Mestizo and said, "Hey, we're in town," because Mestizo is living down in St. Petersburg. So Mestizo and his son came out on their skateboards and came and visited us at the art show.
I loved Mestizo. I love Mestizo.
Yeah, it was cool. And we later on that night went to a bar and got to hang out with him and just really like hang out.
Yeah, he's so good. I think he's so good. He's such a good dad, and I love his voice. I love his music, and he's just so sweet. I really like Mestizo.
Yeah, he was cool. It was
individual.
That was a cool hang too, and I guess for some reason he didn't realize that I was Samoan, but he found out that night, and he was even more excited about that.
You guys are both
Pacific Islanders,
from the South Pacific. Are the Filipino? No, is he Filipino, or was it?
Yeah,
maybe it's not. I'm sorry if you're not.
I
just love it just the same.
He is. Also, having North American Adonis on our show this year, that was a hell of a treat. But that's Buck 65, Dose 1, and Gel from Anacon. That was a lot of fun. That was a big episode for us this year.
Was Buck this year as well?
I think Buck 65's first recording with us was early this year, or early 2024. Those are big things for us on our show. Rhyme Fest was this past summer. I guess that was in July or June. August? Jeez, I don't know any months. I don't know how you remember them. But Rhyme Fest was in Los Angeles. That was a great place for us to run into a lot of DOD45 guests. We got to hang out with DJ Zoll for a little bit. We met up with Gelrock, AWOL 1, Rove of CBS, who we're probably going to have on an episode soon.
He was really cute.
Yeah. DJ Hoppa It was really exciting for me to meet Exostereo in person. He was there, and then we got to meet a lot of the guys from Shapeshifters, and then
Oh yeah, Exostereo was great too.
yeah. I'll save you the boredom. Yeah, when just seeing him, he was like stoked to see us. That was cool.
Yeah.
Everyone, it was just cool.
Everybody was great.
Yep.
I don't know.
And then Sage again. But
Sage,
obviously Sage is the one that got us the passes to the show,
We had
all
to
access.
spend
passes.
a little extra one-on-one time with Sage.
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah,
it was cool.
That was fantastic. Shit, we went to the UK in earlier this year. That one I know we did in March, right?
March.
Yeah, March. We went to the UK and got to hang out with Buddy Peace and his girlfriend. We went out to dinner with him, and that was really cool. I really, really, really like Buddy
I
Peace.
think we might be married.
Oh,
So his
shit.
partner, I guess.
partner.
We'll say partner.
Yeah, that was so much fun, and it was the first day in the UK or second day.
Oh, it was yeah.
That was so fun.
I think we arrived the night before, but then we head down south and
Again, I'm pointing these out. What's
Them are
cool is
night or two.
making
Anyway.
these friendships with these people whose music that I
Yeah.
love. But when we're in these other places, it just makes these other places better because I can reach out and say, "Hey, do you want to get
Yeah.
together? Let's."
we actually were able to have a lunch with some other friends that we knew. They happened to be in Wales. They're from London, but they were in Wales, and so we got to have lunch with them in Wales.
Yeah, that's like the best part of traveling
Yeah.
now.
It was so great.
With all these friends, being able to spend time with them.
But he's amazing. I think of him all the time because he gave me this tea towel, that has all the ships that go into his harbor and the names. And every time I look at that tea towel, I'm like, oh, I wonder which one's there right now.
Yeah, Buddy's the shit.
What is Buddy
I like
seeing
that,
right
dude.
now?
And Buddy Peace this year made the theme music to our new dish episodes. That's new this year.
Yeah,
our
he's
dish
always
episodes.
putting out great music too.
He really is. Yeah, that's a great friendship that we've forged there. And then let's see, we did get to go see Yoni Wolf with Y at the Broadway in St. Louis. That was cool.
That was awesome. And we got to meet Namdi, who I've been a big fan of. And I suggest his song Art School Crush.
I reached out
I
to
guess I
Namdi.
should save that for a thing. But
Well, I'd like to have him on the show, and I mentioned that to him when we talked to him at the show in St. Louis. So hopefully we'll have Namdi on at some point.
And I was really happy because when I was talking to Namdi, I was like, I wanted to go see you. We're in Chicago this time that was record store day. And you were supposed to DJ at the thing, but we were going to Bikini Kill. And he was like, oh, I got sick that day. I didn't end up doing it. So then that made me feel better because that was on my mind so hard.
Sometime around June or July, I drove up to Minneapolis. It was a 7-hour drive. I just drove up there to go see POS and Dwayne L. Roland. That was interesting. The show was a cool show. He hasn't performed forever. I got to see the show. And then I drove back home, the 7 hours back home. It was a one-day little
I think you stayed the night, didn't you?
No,
oh, no,
I drove
that's
home.
right.
I got home at like 4
You
o'clock
slept
in the morning.
truck, I think.
Yeah, that was a wild little thing to do, but I wanted to do it. I never seen
Yeah.
POS live, so I got to see that. And then just recently, we went and saw Blockhead perform at the Urban
right.
Lounge.
Yeah.
That was cool. He was super gracious with us, and I got to talk to him after the show.
I know. Yeah. He was busy too, and we were fast with him.
Yeah.
But he was really sweet.
Yep. And then two other quick things. A couple weeks ago, we were just down in Tucson, Arizona. You got all see the Christmas episode that we filmed, but we got to hang out with Runt and Fen of Jivin' Scientists at Runt's Bar, Brick Box Brewery in Tucson, Arizona for our Christmas holiday hang. And that was a lot of fun. In fact, we recorded that Christmas episode on a Wednesday. And then we went back to his bar Thursday night and Friday night.
And Saturday.
night.
No, he came into the booth
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah, he came into the booth.
Yeah, so we saw him every day. But that was really nice to get to know him a lot better as well.
Yep. Yeah, that's been nice. And again, it's not like trying to do like a bragging thing. It's just I'm just saying, like, I'm so grateful, and it's been so nice doing this show.
Those were definite highlights of our year because we are so removed from our family and friends when we're out on the road selling your artwork that when we're able to speak with a familiar face in person, and we have already gotten through the weird stuff because they were on the show. It's just really nice.
It is.
It's a nice part of the year to be able to hang out with.
It really is. Well, you know what? There were some other guests that we got to hang out with. Some other guests that have been on our show. Adrienne and I, we got to hang out with Slughead at the St. Louis Zoo.
Slughead. We hang out with them all the time.
We hung out with them at the St. Louis Zoo and at a show in Chicago. the Garden. We went to the Garden with.
We went to the Garden. We went to Alanis Morissette. We went to Childish Gambino. They went to Y with us. They went. That's kind of our. They don't like amusement parks, so we just kind of concert.
You get to hang out with.
And
Slug
we got to watch
concerts.
them perform live this year.
That's true. The same show that Cast One performed at.
Yeah. Which will be coming to you as well.
Soon. Well, the DOD45 show has provided us with a lot of fun times. I'm massively grateful to all of these people that I've mentioned. Their lives have enriched our lives, full stop. And their music has enriched our lives. Through the DOD45 show, we've garnered memories that I'll never forget. And I hope to continue to make even more. I hope you audience, I hope you'll consider going out to live shows and buying music and merch from these artists who make this music. For all these shows that I just talked about, like Chesky or whatever shows I just mentioned, we've been put on the guest list. They've put us on the guest list every time, but we still buy the tickets every time. And that's not a flex. I'm just saying, we practice what we preach here.
And also, I don't want to accidentally not be on the guest list and be like, wait a minute.
Well,
here's our tickets.
It's for the most part, because even Blockhead said, "Hey, they'll put you on the guest list." I said, "No,
Right.
I mean, we're buying tickets to your show because that's whatever." Same with the music. They all like all of the people that've been on our show always offer free or like offer their music, but
the music, I mean, you can get it free. The paying for it is optional, and
we still pay. I still pay for it.
You do, and I just think, if you can, then you should where you can.
Yeah, it's important
and also
to support.
And I'm sorry, but not just the artists who are in our ears, but the artists who are in our eyes. Like we had Bob Dobb on this year.
Oh, that's true.
You have I can't remember what other artists have been on.
Crayola's been on, but that wasn't this year.
What is his name? The CVS guy? Rove. You know, all these people have art that you can buy, and it's not too out of control. You can, not Mike Ladd.
Remy Ruff.
Remy, yeah. So, support your artists full spectrum.
Yeah. We're all on the spectrum of art. All right, you guys. In 2025, I hope to further way more friendships with more people. With more inspiring people. I hope that works out, and I'd love to run into people who watch or listen to our show. It's nice. If you do, feel free to just stop in and say hi.
A girl was like, "Oh, you." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "You have freckles? I can't even see it on the." And I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, that's that person. That
you know who I am?
Yeah, she commented. She's
weird.
A fan of the show. She said, "How is Adrienne even more beautiful in person?" Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, she posted that. Thanks. Her name is Lisa. Lisa May. Yeah.
That was cute. But I was talking to her and stuff, and I didn't know that she had any idea that of the show. So then when she hit me with "Oh my god, you have freckles," and I was like, "What?"
Well, yeah. Anyway. So if you see us out and about, feel free. Please say hi. I like to know. I see the numbers of people that people do watch the show, but it's nice.
Guy.
Yeah,
he did too.
Growhaven?
Yeah.
What about him?
He came into our show and was like, "Hey."
Oh, in Michigan.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's where we picked it. That's where we became, that's where he hooked up as an affiliate for the show. Yeah. So, all right, you guys. My movie share for this episode is a movie called 4 Rooms.
It's New Year's Eve at the Monsignor Hotel.
We have reservation.
Where Madonna, Antonio Banderas, Academy Award winner Marissa Tomei, and other surprise guests are checking in.
I travel late.
It's an older movie from 1995. It takes place on New Year's Eve, so that's why I wanted to share it today. It's directed by 4 different filmmakers: Quentin Tarantino, Allison Anders, Robert Rodriguez, and Alexander Rockwell, or it's Alexandre. That doesn't matter, but they each direct a scene. They each direct their own segments.
Is it each of the rooms? The main character that flows the whole episode or the whole movie together is played by Tim Roth, and he's the bellhop in this hotel, and a bunch of crazy shit happens. It's not the best movie in the world, but I've seen it many, many times. I really enjoy it, and it's a perfect movie to watch on New Year's.
It's got a pretty amazing cast as well. It's got Madonna, Jennifer Beals, Tim Roth, Antonio Banderas, Salma Hayek, Paul Calderon, Tarantino plays a character in it. Ione Skye, Lily Taylor. She was at one point was called the Independent.
Oh.
No, what was she? She was like a Queen of Independent, or is that Parker Posey?
Yeah, Parker Posey.
Yeah, Lily Taylor was in a lot of
Janine
Independent
Garofalo
movies.
or something.
Valeria Galino and Bruce Willis is in it.
Oh.
And here's an interesting fact. Bruce Willis is not credited for his appearance in the movie Four Rooms because he violated SAG union rules. He was in the movie and wasn't paid for it, and that's a SAG violation. So he was not. They couldn't credit him in the movie. It's a cool movie. It's fun. It's wild and crazy, but it ends with my favorite portion in it is Robert Rodriguez's portion. It's funny. Check it out.
You take your ass home.
Adrienne, do you have a song share?
I do. The song is Gun Showers by Bad Bad Not Good, featuring Ghostface Killah and Elzai.
Oh.
And it's really cool. The music that Bad Bad Not Good, I'm guessing they did the music because they're like a jazz band. It's really cool. The juxtaposition between those guys is like hard voices and the soft music is great.
Awesome.
Simple minds get blown, shattered into pieces. My thesis is thick like the book of Eli. We live, we die, we put them in the sky. Free your mind that's enslaved like the 4th of July. It's a sandstorm created from original thought. I bust boundaries, son, you just do what you taught. My vocab is powerful, spit shit subliminal. Slain therapist.
My song share is a song called Suicide Pimp. It's featuring Negative, Angela Moore, Fishbone, and Pharoah Monch.
Oh, wow.
Got a girl thinking she's the only one. Got another one coming through the front. While the other one is leaving out the back. All the while I'm feeling like a man. Fornicating and fabricating. Really getting caught by the other woman winning while I'm on the phone with one. The other one called.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool song. And then Chesky Ramos of Fake 4, his song share for this episode is Ice Cream by Miles Bullen.
Oh.
I found love for my life and a reason for breathing. Fog in my breath, looks like a ghost. Reminds me we are always so close. Fog in my breath, looks like a ghost. Reminds me we are always so close. I wanna die eating ice cream. I wanna die filled with love.
Yeah, it's an awesome song. I did the cover art for that album, and it's a Miles Bullen joint, and it's really cool. Thanks, Chesky, for being a part of our song share segment. People out there, subscribe to our DOD45 song share playlist on Spotify. It's called DOD45 Loves, LUVS. If you just go into the show notes, that's where you can find it. But it's a really cool playlist. You can play it anywhere, and play it often. It's like, I think it's, I don't know how many hours of music, but if you like any of the music in there, please support the artists whose music we shared. Thanks, everybody who's been a part of our show. Happy 2025, everyone. Happy New Year.
I liked Slugs.
Unplug. It was funny.
Yeah.
I was slightly agreeing with it, but if you unplug, then you can't watch our show.
Well, and you should pay some attention, but it's true. It's too stressful.
Yeah, I've unplugged. I unplugged 9 months ago, and I feel great. Unless I get flustered when I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. I didn't even finish a drawing. I don't even know. Should I put the drawing in?
Yeah, at least what you have, and then maybe you can show it later.
All right, yeah. Because it is a drawing I'd like to finish. I'd like them to share.
You can see where you're going with it.
All right, if be sure to get tickets to the Imagine the Fun tour. I'm sure there are many shows that are sold out. Most of the California shows are sold out, but you can still get tickets. If you're going to the Bozeman, Montana show, say hi to Adrienne and I.
Yeah.
I'd like to say hi to you back. Be sure to go buy music from these guys. They make great music. Sage's music is available at strangefamousrecords.com. They've got mad merch and music over there. Dibbs has new merch out. That's all super dope stuff. You might be able to get a copy of the 2 Inum EG albums. If you can't, we mentioned at the top that you can get those from you can reach out to us. We have a few at our gallery. Each one of those albums came out with a limited edition print that I created that you put together to make one big print, like Voltron. Mm-hmm. The third 7-inch that's coming out later this year, that's part of the 3-part series. There's a limited edition print inside that one that makes the one big image. So keep your eye open for that. Slug has tons of merch and music at his spot, atmospheresucks.com. And I think at rhymesayers.com.
And I think they'll all have merch at the show.
They will all have merch at the show. So bring your coins and buy the merch. That definitely helps the artists out. I know that for a fact. Happy New Year's, everybody. Episodes coming up with us are with Marley B, 18 and counting, Darren Dalton from Coppola's movie The Outsiders and The Red Dawn. And he's also in my movie, Dark Room. I'm planning to book a bunch more new guests in the future, but at this particular moment, that's who we've got. I need to concentrate on Old Blue Live release. I'm also doing the video for Mr. Dibbs' portion of this tour. Mm-hmm. It's a really cool video. And
you also have a lot of new artwork to create for our art season.
Yep. So. I've got a lot of new art that I'm really excited about that I think you guys are going to like. Speaking of, you can come see us in Tubac, Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, and Tucson, Arizona again. Those shows start in February. Check ArtByTai.com for specific dates of where we'll be at selling artwork. And finally, we're going to be in New York City in January for the Taskmaster Season 19 premiere. And I'm mentioning that because we're only going to be there for a few days, but I do need some ideas for some places to eat or things to see because I look when I'm like, I don't want to miss something.
All right. Some nice vegan restaurants if you have it.
Yeah, some people out there have them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm wondering, do we reach out to anybody we know? We don't really know anyone in New York except for Prem Rock. But
Mopes moved out of New York.
Mopes is in D.C.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, what can we... I don't know what to do. I mean, we can walk around for one whole day, but...
Yeah.
But yeah... Anyway, I love New York City, so I'm looking forward to that. It's been a few years since we've been there. Thanks for watching our show, everybody. Thanks for supporting my art. Thanks to everybody who's been a guest on our show, whether it was 2024 or even in the past. We're very happy to be. And who knows if we'll keep doing this show? Who knows?
Oh, I know.
If you want to become an affiliate or a sponsor to our show, email me at tai@artbytai.com. That's us done. Adrienne, any words?
Nothing. Happy New Year.
Do you agree with the unplugging, I guess?
I agree with just subscribe to 1440 News. They are not in any way affiliated with us, but boy, do I have zero stress. And I am able to also know what's happening in the news.
That's good. From all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy drawing, happy conversing, happy New Year's. Thanks for spending your evening with us. Please tell your friends and family about the DOD45 Show. Have yourself a terrific weekend and an amazing, hopefully prosperous 2025. That's episode end, and those are my final words. But now marinate on these last words from Black Lick. Peace.
Yeah, I got some last words.
Any last words?
I have a couple.
There's nothing wrong with being you. So this is really important to me. I've been myself my whole life. Like, you can ask around. I've been like this. I am like this. This is just literally the way that I am. It's not that I'm comfortable in my own skin all the time, or that like I feel like I'm right all the time. But I know that if I bring my authentic self to a situation, I ain't gonna have to think. I'm able to navigate it and really explore the expanse of reality. And that works doubly for creative energy, because you know who has to use the most creative energy? I learned this from drug addicts. It's a liar. A liar has to think so much more than anyone else. You know, people ask me how I freestyle. How do you come up with this on the spot? Blah, blah, blah. It's because all I'm doing is telling the truth. I'm just talking over a beat, like if you ask me what my name is or what I did today. I'm just giving you something that I'm sure of and coming from a place that is certainty. And that's my foundation. You know, you can be anybody in the world, they say, especially if you go to prison, you can recreate yourself. My pops told me about that. But the one thing nobody else in this world can do is be you. So imagine that, yo, imagine that. And they may tell you, or they may make you feel like you being you is not enough. Fuck them.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
DOD45.
Thank you for joining in on yet another episode of the DOD45 Show. Please hit the subscribe or follow button so that you never miss an episode. You can even go one step further by leaving us a review on the YouTube stream or on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever it is that you stream our show from. You can find me at ArtByTai on all the socials or at ArtByTai.com. And if you'd like to follow the DOD45 Show on social media, we're at DOD45W on Instagram, or you can go over to our website at DOD45.com where you can shoot us an email, join our mailing list, and watch all of our past episodes. Consider joining us for a live chat on the YouTube premieres of episodes every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.